I have filmed this so many times. I have no idea if this is just going to be deleted. I have cats crawling up behind me trying to attack the green screen. I have a dog underneath me trying to get to the cat. I have a dog in my lap. But this is what life is all about, right? The unexpected, the interruptions, all of that. This is More Than Borderline with B. That's me. If you're new here, I appreciate you coming to check my channel out. If you've been here for a while, I love you for supporting my channel, for coming along on this journey with me.
Did you get ready in the dark or something? Because you look like a beautiful nightmare.
Happy New Year. It's 2026. I'm really glad that 2025 is behind us, but I don't know what 2026 holds. And I'm having a hard time with this video today. Not only is there a million distractions, but also I really want to do the whole Happy New Year, like New Year, New You. Like, I think last year I did the whole thing about trying to eat healthy with my mom, which probably maybe I maintained 50% of the time. That's probably generous. But I keep saying that this channel is about an honest look into the life of a Christian who struggles with mental illness. I do have borderline personality disorder. As I've said before, I am not borderline personality disorder. It does not define who I am. I am a child of God. But I have to be realistic and honest with CPTSD and borderline and ADHD. These things are a big deal. Like, when your mind isn't working right, it's a big deal. And everybody who saw my exit to Mississippi and the fashion that it happened in, you understand that my mind is not working right. And I'm trying. I'm here. I'm trying to be there for my person. The loss of my mother-in-law was a very hard hit for him. And I enjoyed being around friends and family for the holidays. I didn't anticipate that originally. I thought I would be alone in Mississippi. Not alone, because I've made friends out there, but it's not the same when you're with new people in a new place, right? So I appreciate all of that. I appreciate bringing in the new year with my husband and spending time with my family and friends. But this morning, right after we celebrated the new year, I struggled. I realized that my PTSD is a very real, unstable thing. And even when it seems like I'm doing well and I'm making videos, I was making videos when I wasn't doing well. And if you're new here, you should probably go watch those videos to kind of see that it's really a big deal for me to be back in Cali. And I struggled this morning, shortly after midnight. And when you struggle with not wanting to be here, when that's something that you struggle with more than once and continue to struggle with, the lies that come in that you are hearing during that time. And I can only imagine for people who actually do unalive themselves and what's going through their minds at that time. I feel like I've been there enough to experience it, because I have attempted in the past, as you know, which is why all of this transparency came to be, because I feel like people need to have a look on the inside of the mind of someone who is really struggling with that, even though I know the Lord and I trust the Lord and I I want to do his will, and I want to represent him well. But when your mind is broken and it malfunctions, and you have moments where you just really do believe that people would be better off, that you would finally be out of pain, I would be with the Lord. You know, my husband wouldn't have to worry about trying to move to figure out how to be with his wife to somewhere he's never wanted to go. He would get life insurance money, although probably not if it happened that way. But I'm sure that our YouTube channel would probably, bless you, dog. I'm sure after that, our YouTube channel would probably blow up. I mean, I was thinking about all these crazy things, like, and on the other side of that, I know that all of that is just lies, and I know that that's not truth, but it feels real, and it feels like I would say an easy way out, but there's nothing easy about even thinking about that decision. And one of the things that was said to me was, why didn't you call for help? And this morning when I was struggling with this, I was frozen at first. But then I did call for help. I literally yelled for help. And I'm glad I got the help. And then I was able to really just grieve the reality that I still, in my hardest moments, there's something in me that just feels like it's my way out. But I know that's not true. And I hope it's never true. And that is why when people ask me how I'm doing, I will say that I'm good right now. This is a good moment. Because sometimes it's not even a whole day. Sometimes you just got to appreciate the good moments that you have. And know that just because someone is smiling and wishing you a happy new year and loving on you, and even if they have positive words to say about your future and your life and trying to give you good advice, that doesn't mean that there's just not a real struggle going on inside. There are times where I just feel like I've been running this race for so long, and I've just tripped and fallen. And yeah, I can look at how many times I've gotten back up. But I feel like I'm now running with weights around my ankles and carrying weights on my back. I don't know how to explain it. But realizing that every time I come really close to removing myself from this life, I get overwhelmed with sadness, and I grieve the idea that I'm all better. You know, it's like, well, you are as you say. So then I say it's a beautiful day, and it is a beautiful day, but it doesn't mean that I want to be in the day. I don't know how to explain that, but it's not that people don't love me, and it's not that I don't love them. I don't feel alone. in that sense. I feel alone in the sense that it's very hard for others to understand what's going on in my mind, because I don't understand what's going on in my mind. But I did survive it again, and I'm glad that I called for help and that help was given. And I'm glad that I'm here for the most part. I'm really tired of being scared and unsettled, because fear is not from God. But realizing how fragile my psyche is, I have to be honest about that. I can't just pretend like everything is okay, because that would defeat the whole reason that I'm doing this. And as we pray and ask for direction, I see God answering the prayer very specifically and very obviously. But there are times where we ask God, like, where do you want us to go? What do you want us to do, right? And then God will say, okay, great. I'm the pilot. I am the captain now. And I'm taking you over here, like he did with Jonah to Nineveh. Jonah's like, I don't want to go to Nineveh. I want to serve you, but not like that. So I'm going this way. And ultimately, Jonah did end up going to Nineveh and doing what God asked him to do, but he was so depressed about it, he tried to take himself out. And God didn't allow that either. You know, he was like, stop feeling sorry for yourself. I could do what I want to do. I'm God. And you need to knock it off, essentially. And I feel like God has been way more gentle than that with me in this. I feel like he has really been holding me and just trying to comfort me when I'm sad. But he has not decided to heal it. Not yet. Clearly, or I wouldn't have been struggling with that this morning. I wouldn't have been frozen and needing to ask somebody to come and help intervene so that I could get out of this. It's like when you would watch those cartoons of Tom and Jerry, and he would have the little angel Tom and the little devil Tom on the shoulder going back and forth. That's what it felt like. It felt like I was listening to a conversation between a good me and a bad me. And I know that the bad me is just the enemy in disguise, right? And I just felt like frozen, like who's gonna win? Like, gosh, I hope the good voice wins, but I didn't feel like I could, like I had the power in the moment to weigh in myself, which is why I decided to call for help. But it makes me sad that I even go there. But on the other side of it, I'm here, and it is a new year, and I hope it's going to be a great new year with a new home and new relationships and whatever God wants for me. I'm praying that I would just be faithful to listen for that voice, and that his voice will be the loudest voice. And that the same way a sheep recognizes the voice of the shepherd, that I will recognize his voice. And I'm sure it's his voice that had me call for help. And I really wasn't sure if I was going to share this, because it's hard to share this kind of stuff because people are going to judge. I promise you. And they've been doing that since I left. And whatever. I made a whole video about not really caring what everybody thinks about. I'm doing this for those who are also struggling. I'm doing this for those who know people who are struggling. You've got to have empathy. You have to try to understand that nobody as a kid said, you know what, I hope that I struggle with wanting to be alive when I grow up. It was nobody's dream. It's probably the only way that we could truly express to you how much pain we're in, you know? But then yet in the morning, actually even at the time, God gave me great comfort. And I know he's here with me now, giving me comfort and peace, even though there's this storm that keeps raging up and then calming down and then raging up inside of my mind and my heart. Even if he doesn't completely heal me on this side of heaven, as long as he's with me, he did not promise no more tears here on earth. That's a promise for the other side. But he did promise to be our comforter and our strength. And that I am grateful for. And that is enough for me to celebrate another year, to celebrate another day of life. And I hope that you do the same. And I hope that you know that God is there for you to comfort you and give you strength even when you feel like it's not worth it. Nobody cares. Everyone would be better off without me. All of the things that come into your mind in that moment, just know that God's voice can be the loudest voice if you let it. So Happy New Year, everybody. I know it's kind of a downer, but I'm trying to be honest with what it's like, what I'm going through. But I'm also truly blessed. And I hope you can see that too. Happy New Year, everybody. God bless.